But Bruno Fernandes, we talked about him early on, Paolo, and I want to get your take on this, and also Gail's as well. I saw a comment. Now, this is someone you should know very well, Jose Mourinho, your former manager, Paolo. You've spent hours and hours, countless hours with Jose Mourinho. So when he speaks, we all listen, given his track record. This is what he had to say about Bruno Fernandes before this game. He has a lot to give, but the reality is, in these 2 matches, he was not there. Portugal has 3 fantastic attacking players, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano, and Diogo Jota. They are 3 very good players. We need that connection. Until now, Bruno is not playing. Now, I know you said earlier on that English clubs have had a very long season. The weather's probably not helping him, but does that excuse him? Shouldn't you expect better from Bruno Fernandes?
No, it doesn't help, but it's not all, for a player like him. Obviously, you always expect a little bit more, and probably him as well. In the first game, was a difficult game because you have 11 players behind the ball, and it was difficult, to find spaces, even with Portugal creating and then missing a couple of chances. But you could see it was difficult, because of the lack of space. And then the second game, I can't just blame one player. Or when you lose as a team. So I think it wasn't the best team performance. But in one way, it's true. When you have a player that plays a kind of a number 10 role where he has to make that connection from the midfield to attacking, you want a little bit more. You want that player to be more involved, to feed the other attacking players more, and even to score goals. And so far it didn't happen. And obviously this game he came in the second half to play also in a different position. He played kind of as a winger. But it doesn't matter. Whatever will be the position you play, you might have to give your best. And so far we didn't see the best of Bruno and what he can do as well.
So you're in agreement with what Jose Mourinho says?
No, a little bit. I have to agree a little bit, but and I believe that he thinks the same, that he could probably do a little bit more. Like I was saying before, the first game was a bit difficult because of the amount of players behind the ball. Against Germany, was, in my opinion, not the best team performance, and you can't just blame one player, but obviously he can do much more, in my opinion.
When it comes to Mourinho, Paolo, have you ever seen him been wrong about something as big as this in a footballing way? You have so much experience.
Not,
is he wrong?
Knowing Mourinho, when you see something, he will tell. He will say straight away. So, and for him, he knows the quality of the player. He knows that he can do much more. And so far, we didn't see the best of Bruno. But I believe probably the game against Belgium. Let's see. How will be the start 11, if he start or not, or maybe Fernando Santos will keep the same team as tonight. But he's a player that you never know. These kind of players, they in one pass, one shot, they can make the difference.
Yeah, like we saw today from Karim Benzema. Once he got one, he got his second. Your thoughts on Bruno Fernandes, Gail? To be fair, he hasn't actually been that effective for Manchester United since before March. There was a game against Crystal Palace. He looked very leggy. Since then, excluding penalties, he scored 2 goals in open play. One of those was in the heavy defeat of Roma, where United scored 6 in total. So it's nothing new. It shouldn't be too much of a surprise. You think he's just tired? What do you reckon?
Well, I think he's a victim of his own talent. Like Paolo said, sometimes when you're a good player and when you have that role of number 10, being the link between defense and forwards, you expect more. People expect more from you. If there is one thing I can say, I think Paolo will not mention this, but during the whole season, pundits in England have been mentioning on a regular basis that he is a good player. He's very effective. He can add goals. He can give assists. But often people are giving him bad review or criticize him that he's not doing it in the big games, in the big moments. So, and he's always coming back to his own quality, because he's got so much quality that you want him to be performing the way he knows and we know he can do on a regular basis. But sometimes it doesn't happen. But people were saying that, yes, he's up there, but when it does matter, we don't really see him. And I think what we are talking about tonight and the previous game and the first game of the group stage for Portugal is perhaps one of the reasons. You know, we expect him to be good. Okay, today we will say that Ronaldo scored 2 penalties, but what the final word is that big players are here during the big games. And I think he's the victim of his own quality. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it was a little bit, like Messi with the national team. So it was a little bit, like an example, which people, they were saying that in Barcelona he was performing in one way and then not the same in the national team. So, but the quality is there.
That's an interesting example, but when you look at, say, Manchester United, a Europa League final, Villarreal, it wasn't Manchester United that won, it was Villarreal. And you wanted Bruno Fernandes to step up, whereas Lionel Messi in Champions League finals, well, he's won quite a few himself. So for club level, at least he's delivering on the big stage. I think what Gail was alluding to was the criticism that he gets even at Manchester United, because his track record against the so-called Big Six isn't great. And this is a big tournament.
We can't deny that, he was the one that changed Manchester United since he arrived to the club. And you could see that Manchester was struggling, and when they signed him, you could see the impact he made in at Manchester. So we can't deny that. So, so far, it's true that he's not performing in a way that we are used to see him, but let's see, let's see the next game, what can happen, maybe we'll see a little bit more from him, but it's difficult, to criticize a player.
Is that good enough though, Paolo? Because Paolo, you are a winner. You've won the Champions League with Chelsea and you've won it with Porto. You've won Premier League titles. Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United, yes, of course, he's improved Manchester United tremendously.
But we don't win alone. We win as a team. So obviously then you have top players that then can make the difference. But without the other players, it became a bit difficult. Like I say, one player alone, he will not win the games. So it's hard, but for me, he's still a top player. I really like him, but I think now we have to kind of mention. I think one player that is Ronaldo, that he break another record. I think
he's equaled the record. He's equaled the record.
But anyway, he will beat it because. It's Cristiano. Like they used to say, or someone told you that he said that he's not chasing the records, are the records that are chasing him. So
yeah,